Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good Monday morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors in Winston, Chester. I'm glad to hear. I'm going to go through a real quick weather because I want to introduce this video. But okay, high today, I've got 86, low 66. Moon phase, the full moon was last night, so we're in good shape there. Marine forecast is going to be east-northeast. Fishing game times, we're looking at 1:33 to 3:33 and 2:03 to 4:03. Now, how's that for some weather? Now, what I want to do is I want to take a minute or two to introduce the video because the rest of the show will be the video. And what we did, Gal and I joined 3 or 4 years ago the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association, thanks to the urging of originally Al Hubbard and then Stan Kirkland got us talked into it. Great group of people that we meet once a year in some area that's outdoors. Last year, Lake Eufaula, the year before was up in Tennessee at Lake Fontana. Next year is going to be Kentucky Lake. This year is at Lakeland. Great group of folks, and we go and these people write outdoor articles for newspapers. They do TV stuff, and they just feel like family with these people, and we're not going to miss it if we can. And so we just got back from Lakeland on a trip, and I did this little video, and what's fascinating about it, different things and all, but this first guy, Whit Gibbons, is a snake expert, and he and I hit it off good because he taught at the University of Georgia all kind of stuff up there, and he did all kind of neat stuff. And I don't have it on video because he's handling these snakes, but the next day he did the same presentation, and he did get bit because we were laughing about him. He said he hardly ever gets bit, but he got bit by a non-venomous snake. But it's funny though, watching him do the presentation. But there are all kind of people there. We had some excellent speakers and some excellent writers, and next year's president got to know him real well. And Stan Kirkland couldn't go with us this year, but he promises he's going to go next year. So any of y'all that do any kind of writing for anything in outdoors and all, I want to urge you to join the Southeastern Outdoor Press Association. They're all over the Southeast, the Tennessees and Mississippis, up there in Kentucky and Virginia, and it's just really good stuff. Now the industry comes and they promote. They know that we're going to promote them, and they like us, or they roll the red carpet out, and it's really a good series of events and all. I'm already looking forward to Kentucky Lake. I've never been to Kentucky Lake, so next year we're going up there, and we're going to do some serious fishing. So anyway, sit back and enjoy this presentation of this conference, and Whit Gibbons, you got to like him because he loves snakes, but did a great experiment. He's going to explain to you the experiment he did with the cottonmouth moccasin. He did it himself. So let's going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the video. Okay, folks, renowned snake expert, Whit Gibbons. Whit, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and liked snakes back then. Went to the University of Alabama, then went to Michigan State University. Still like snakes. Kept working with snakes.
So you worked with me your whole life, right?
Huh?
You were renowned.
I have, and at the University of Georgia, when I was on the faculty at the University of Georgia, I taught herpetology because I just sort of made a living liking snakes.
Made a living liking snakes. Not many people can say that. I mean, that's awesome. And great little presentation you had. And one of the things I was going to ask you, we were talking last night at the dinner table about the aggressiveness of moccasins and all that, but you sort of covered that and all. Tell us.
Actually, I don't really consider them aggressive. I feel they are defensive. They'll certainly defend themselves when the occasion arises. But the first step of a rattlesnake or a cottonmouth, a water moccasin, copperhead, if they see you coming and they can get away, that's the first thing they do. If they feel threatened, they will try to escape. The second thing, and did a study of this with cottonmouths, with water moccasins. Actually, I would walk up to them, did this with 51 different ones, walk up to them in the swamp, stand next to them. They will gape and rattle their tail, but they don't not a single one tried to bite.
You actually went out there physically and
Yes.
encountered 61
Right.
rattlesnakes and moccasins, right?
That's right, right.
And you were there. And
I was there.
And you did your own test.
That's right. Did it in person and with more snake-proof boots. At least I thought they were snake-proof. Fortunately, I didn't have to find out because they wouldn't bite.
So out of those 61 times, you didn't get bit, and you almost stepped on them sometime, didn't you?
Oh yes, that was in that part of the test was to step on them gently, of course,
Yeah.
but hold them down, and they would still turn around and look at me and open their mouth, but
Yeah.
most of them didn't even bite even then. And then I would pick them up with an artificial hand,
Yes.
and they would, even then, only a small percentage of them actually bit, and that was after they'd been pestered far too long.
Yeah.
So so they don't want to bite. They want to escape. They'll threaten you to make bluff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really a bluff. If you call their bluff, they will fight back.
Well, that's a great presentation. I know our viewers are really interested in this up in the Florida Panhandle. Let me close with this. You were talking about the pythons, and they're going to be spreading.
Pythons are in the Everglades. They're there to stay. They're up at least as far as Lake Okeechobee.
They already made it up Lake Okeechobee. What's the chance of getting up in the northern part of Florida?
There could be isolated ones, but of course they have to have something to eat, and I think there's probably a lot more to eat in the Everglades, so it can probably support a bigger population. But you know, the climate in Florida, you have winters that they could make it through the winter.
Yeah.
And still keep living. I don't think they'll become a big threat in the Panhandle or Georgia or.
Yeah. Well, okay. So getting back to just snakes in general, what would you tell our viewers who are avid outdoorsmen? What would you tell them about snakes?
If you see a snake, just watch it, enjoy it. Step back away from it if it makes you uncomfortable. It's not going to chase you.
Okay.
It's not going to chase you at all. If snakes would chase us, then I would catch a lot more snakes. But they never do. They're always trying to get away.
Well, thank you.
But I'd say enjoy them. They're part of the ecosystem. They're part of our natural heritage, at least the native snakes are.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no interest in people except to avoid us and not be killed by us. And a lot of them do what I'd say is a real ecological service. They eat a lot of rodents, and you'd rather have a rat snake around your house than rats.
That's true.
I guarantee you that.
Well, thank you so much, Whit. Great job.
You bet. My pleasure. So I don't know, maybe if you took a quick superficial look at that, turned over a log, you wouldn't know that one coral snake. I mean, I would certainly hesitate myself. But so does this one a little bit, you know? Pretty little rascal. If I can just let somebody hold him for a minute, I'll go get another one out.
Here.
And of course, everyone's favorite. I hope it will be.
Oh, hey, cutie.
Oh, yeah. This is a hognose snake, or we call them puff adders where I was growing up in Tuscaloosa.
Is he too tame to play
No.
dead?
Yeah, he's not too tame, that's why he's doing this. But if I get him to play dead, he won't do this anymore. So I'm kind of, we have to, in fact, we have to catch new ones. They'll eventually, but he'll eventually.
So tame they won't play.
Yeah.
I had to pay it.
Yeah.
I had to
The,
when I worked at a town.
What Jim's talking about, you all know about, I guess, about him playing dead. And he'll do it if you tap him on the head, but then he'll
Your
stop.
hands are cold.
They're rear fanged. And what they use those rear fangs for, they eat toads.
I haven't had a chance to
They
say
eat
what-
toads, which puff up with air, puncture the toad, pull the air out. So, you're from Mississippi, so that's what rat snakes look like where you're from.
Their
And-
teeth are angled backwards, so.
Go and get them out.
And
Reach in there.
Yeah.
And of course, up north, probably up in the mountains, they were black up there, weren't they? They were same species, it's all the same species. The yellow rat snake, gray rat snake.
These are rat snakes.
Yeah,
Look at the
that's right.
differences.
Geographical variation, the same species. I didn't bring a black one because you all probably, that's.
And where are the yellow ones, what you said?
I got it. Huh?
Where are the young ones?
The yellow one is right where we are here,
Let me get that.
throughout Florida, except that when you get along the very bottom of, in the Everglades, they're orange, they're beautiful. And along the coast, in Carolina, South Carolina, particularly in Georgia. But powerful constrictors, they've become now the most common snake in town, big snake in cities anywhere. I get, and if somebody calls, it's kind of like, I don't like to diagnose it over the phone, you know, that kind of thing, but people call and say, there's a snake in my attic. 99.9% of the time, it's gonna be one of these, or wherever, depending on where you.
You want to hold him? You want to put him in the bag?
Oh, I can put them up.
Hold him just a minute. That black contrast is good.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have there?
This one we have to be careful with. We get this one too close, this one will we eat that one. And he will eat a rattlesnake. Yeah, this is a king snake. This is what the king snakes look like here and in the eastern side of things. But when you get over to Mississippi, up where you are, they would be black. Up where you are, there'd be yellow spots.
You can turn the other way so they can get his head.
Yellow spotted there rattle his tail.
Yeah, they will rattle his
Forming his tail.
His tail blunted off, yes, something blunted off.
Come here, guy. Let's see it.
No. There are worse things to do.
Can I hand this one to
You want
temporarily?
me to hold him? And what is that?
Yeah.
Wait,
'Cause I
what
like-
is that one again?
That's a call, that's an eastern king snake.
Oh.
And then last one I got here is,
Now we're talking.
but any of y'all that have stories you wanna write, give me a call. In fact, here's a story you can write. You know, I had to pay, this is to get through Georgia. I know the people in Georgia and I got the permit, but if you were to take these snakes, go through Georgia, you'd have to have a permit. And, I mean, if they call.
Yeah.
And to get to Florida, to give this talk, I had to buy a $50 Florida permit. It just.
Are you serious?
I am serious. And education, I said, this is for an educational talk. I said, what if I'm talking to a school? In fact, I talked to a couple of my colleague friends, herpetologists. They don't give talks to schools anymore.
Because of the snakes.
It's terrible. I think it's terrible. Okay, remember the one I showed you a picture, the pine snake?
Yeah.
Let's see. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah.
When they make when they get loud, they sound like a rattlesnake. They also look like a rattlesnake. Come on, where are you? Come on.
And which ones will vibrate their tails when?
That's a good
All
sign.
of the terrestrial.
King snake.
All of the, king snake, we're here. Okay, this is a pine snake. This is one of the biggest native snakes. They get over 7 feet long. And just beautiful animal.
He seems pretty placid too.
What's their age? How long do they live?
Some of the records I know about are timber rattlesnake, caneback rattlesnake, longest in captivity is 26 years. I know of scarlet king snake. I know of some over 20 years old people have had. And
They're geared pretty low. They're geared pretty low.
yes, absolutely. I mean, a snake like this could probably lives a long time, but I think age and time is different to snakes, because this snake could probably live a year without eating. And, you know, I've got to get a good meal and then go a year. There's a record of a python that's gone 2 years without eating. 2 years.
What'd you say it eats?
These eat rats, mice, voles, gopher, you know, the little.
So one rat might last him a year?
Yeah, well, he wouldn't like it, but it could. That's, because, I mean, if it were cool too, it'd have to
But
be
he's not
cool
gonna be
down.
very active. He won't be very active
No.
if he's not eating very often.
But the way these spend most of their time underground, probably the reason, if you've ever seen one, you probably saw it crossing a road or were out. But they're mostly down in tunnels under the ground, tracking. Coral snakes are a lot more common than people think, but they're also underground because they eat snakes. So they're underground eating, looking for snakes. I don't know how to. It's always good to find one of these around your house or something. This one's diamond.
There's a snake in here.
That's one really stinking. Which is what? Colors.
Yeah, this one is pretty, I bet Jim can tell us what this one is.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
That's a rattlesnake.
Looks like a
Timber
timber
rattler.
Eastern Diamondback?
It is, that's right.
What'd you say, Jim?
Timber rattler.
And if you
Timber
look-
rattler,
Show
okay.
them the beyond the anus, the scale pattern.
Okay. And I couldn't get the permit. The permit for bringing the venomous snakes here was just out of the world. Otherwise, I would have had, if we were doing this in South Carolina, I'd have a live rattlesnake. The scales are below the vent on a rattlesnake, copperhead, or cottonmouth. They're in one line. See the way these are. If it were let's see, I think I have this is a pine snake. Below the tail, they're in a double. See, they're in double row?
Like the ends back
Yeah.
to back,
Right.
non.
See, the vent's right here. The vent is right here. And it comes down
okay.
single row, gets to the vent, and it's a double row of scales.
You get those not flake apart, put the lanolin on them or something?
How'd you keep them whole?
Wiggle
Shit.
snake skins around like that.
Yeah,
Just when they shed, we'll just hang them up and, no, nothing.
well, they fall apart.
Anything on
Of course, that was.
that? Yeah, it starts to fall apart a little bit.
Debbie's in her door.
That's a diamondback.
Diamondback, you can see a diamond pattern.
That's cool.
So,
All right, here he goes. And he misses. No, not really. Was that out loud? I have that.
Yell at.
She's taping you, so you might want to try to hit it. Woo! Good job.
All right, folks, I'm here with Emily. Now, we met Emily last year at Lakeview Fall when she was interning, and she's back this year. Lovely young lady, had a warm smile. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors.
Thank you.
Okay, listen, I put you on the spot. You had no time to get ready, but tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'm going to let you go shoot some archery. So tell me about yourself.
All right. Well, I am a senior right now at Virginia Tech. I'm originally from Fredericksburg, Virginia, and hunting and the outdoors is my passion. And I'm a journalism student at Virginia Tech, so I want to pursue a career in outdoor journalism. And so I became a part of the Ciopa family, and I haven't looked back. It's been the best experience of my entire life, and it's just been great. And I love it so much. And it's the outdoors and hunting is just my passion. So I'm here having the best week ever. It's my vacation.
That is so good because, you know, we've had a couple of meals with you too over the last couple of days, and we were talking last night. One of the things you want to do is have a big game show. Is that correct? Or shoot one big game?
Oh yeah, that's the goal. We all have dreams though, but you know, if we work hard to pursue them, but yep, that's what I want to do.
You can see, folks, what a personality she has. So what I'm going to let you do now, listen, we're going to try this archery shoot. Now, I haven't done it yet, so I don't want to embarrass myself. I'm going to let you go shoot some archery, and you're going to show the folks how good you are at archery. Have you shot archery much before?
Yes, I hunt with the compound bow.
Oh, well, here we go. All right, so let's give it a try, okay?
We'll see.
All I'm gonna say is she's getting set up. She's gonna do a Snapchat video. That'll be coming soon on our show also. This is Snapchat video. I thought you can do it. Okay.
Here, don't spread out the light so much. Use that line as a guide. You can put an arrow down and put your heel on one end and the toe on the other.
Perfect. Are you ready?
Whoa, it's coming out of their flat. Oh, so close.
By the way, is this a true story?
This is a true story. So I pull into the parking lot at Daisy, and
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.